Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the Cobra pilot and the Claw. And you know what I noticed between this package and that Striker was they went back to this closed box with a big gigantic picture on it, just like they were doing when they went to the plastic-free packaging. Now this package does have some plastic which shows off the pilot, but for the most part, it's lacking that gigantic window where you can see the claw, and it's just closed off with a big gigantic picture. And inside, of course, is your standard foot locker, which has all of the stuff in it, which is reminiscent of that plastic-free packaging. Anyways, here is the pilot. Let's just take a closer look. I'm going to put the helmet on, take a look at the head sculpt. That looks really, really decent. Here's the alternate head sculpt. That looks good too. Now, there is a pilot head sculpt that comes in the foot locker, and we'll see that once it's attached to the claw. Anyways, you can see some of the details on there are really good. It's like pinless joints and stuff like that. It's got the shoulder joints, the butterfly joints, got the double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, all the articulation you could expect from your G.I. Joe Classified series action figure, and some outstanding details. Check out this vest with that little radio tucked away. I like that the radio is a little bit different color with that wire that runs up the side. That is a fantastic touch. Anyways, there is the pilot strapped in, and it's just tension. It's like the little belt has some sort of ribbing so that it just pulls in and holds it. And you can see with the pilot standing with the claw, there's two prongs on the back of the claw, kind of help support the weight. Anyways, there's only one way to throw these missiles on these like little wing tips, and so you can't really get that wrong at all. And then just make sure when you snap them on, those missiles are facing forward, unless you want them to be rear shooting missiles, but then the wingtips won't look really right when they're attached to the end. It's kind of nice because it gives a little bit of an articulation point on that claw. And then here's some ailerons or whatever they call them that go on the back of the wing to help get you some lift and stuff like that, and to dive, turns the air. Maybe it controls your speed. I don't really know that much about piloting, but anyways, that turret fully turns. That little gun moves up and down, which is kind of nice on the back. And all of these four landing gear come down, which is kind of nice too. And they all pivot and turn so you can have them in any direction that you want. So that looks pretty good overall with that pilot strapped in there and the thing and the wingtips and everything on there. Now there's two controllers, which is kind of nice, and they seem like they're put together pretty well. Everything here kind of came assembled except for those wingtips and the missiles. So this thing is pretty sturdy in comparison to what we saw when we were trying to assemble that Striker, if you saw my video. But anyways, I think overall it looks pretty good. Most of the time it's probably going to be up on a shelf standing, like she's getting ready to jump off the edge of the shelf with that little piece. You can see all those wheels pivot. And here the pilot is coming in for a landing. And of course, if she doesn't point her toes, she's going to be dragging her feet. She's probably got some wear on the front of those boots because there's nothing to support the rear part of that body. No leg straps or anything like that. So you got to have good core strength when you're flying. Anyways, it looks really, really cool. I like the danger decals and stuff that were already on there. That looks really nice. This thing does look pretty cool. I mean, I can't imagine strapping myself in and flying, but I would expect it could be a lot of fun. Now, it did come with these two effects here. And in the picture, they are shown to be sticking in the engines to make like some sort of an engine. So we'll look there, and yes, there's a couple little pegs. So you can have those looking like there's some engine exhaust when it's in flight. That is pretty cool. Let's just back out. So that looks really, really cool. If you wanted to string that up from your ceiling or something like that, you can have that flying by. You could also use this same effect on one of these missiles, which is kind of cool because then you can have that missile flying. And then one last thing I was thinking about. I know it's not right because it's got that smoke effect, but it does fit in that top cannon if you wanted to make it look like it was shooting off. That looks okay, but I think I'm going to keep mine in the engines because I think they looked really, really cool from that engine compartment. Anyways, you can see everything on my shelf that I've been reviewing over the last couple of days. I just have not been able to stick them in my collection, but the Cobra Pilot and the Claw just looks fantastic. I think they did a really good job on this for the most part. If you think about the physics behind it, I don't know if it's like would really fly. I wanted to take this out of the park and just toss it and see if it would go, but I don't think it would because it's got some good weight to it. I think it would just be like throwing a heavy block. But anyways, overall, this thing is pretty cool. I like it. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And as always, have a fantastic day.